Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back with another Fortnite video. And in today's video, I have a building tips and tricks video for you guys, in which I'm going to show you guys some building methods in Fortnite that's really going to help you guys out in building, especially when it comes to building faster and becoming a better builder in Fortnite, because we all know the best players in the game happen to all be some of the best builders in the game as well. And before we get to the video, I'm hosting a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want to win a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you have to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. I will be choosing the winners very shortly, so make sure you guys enter the giveaway if you guys want to win a chance to win some free V-Bucks. And lastly, I will be doing all announcements and choosing the winners of that giveaway on my Snapchat, so make sure you guys enter my Snapchat. It is YoungHumorYT. Just type that in the search bar of Snapchat and it's gonna pop up. So make sure you guys add me on there. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys some building tips and tricks to help you guys out when it comes to building in Fortnite. And for this building tip, there's a lot of different variations of this. So once you learn the basics of how to do this building technique, there's going to be a lot of other variations that you can do from that. They're going to help you guys out in your gunfights. So in this video, I'm going to be focusing on different variations of the double ramp rush with wall. And specifically, it's more if someone's to your side. So I'm basically going to show you guys how to do this double ramp rush with walls to the side, but I will get into that in just a second. That is the main point of the video. So I would say learning the double ramp rush with walls is a really good intermediate building technique that you guys should definitely learn, and there's a lot of variations that you can do from this. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys a ton of different variations, and for those guys who don't already know how to do this, it's pretty simple, and it just takes a little bit to get down if you guys haven't done this already. It's basically just two ramps. You just throw down two ramps, and then you throw down two walls behind it, and you kind of want to do the whole thing in sort of a clockwards motion. That's how you're going to get it down. So after you get that down just a little bit, next thing I would want to do and say is, once you get that done, and say in a situation, because that double ramp rush with walls is basically for when you want to go straight, and say if a guy's on top of this, I don't even know what it is, kind of like garage kind of thing, but say someone's on top of there and they're kind of to your right or maybe even to your left, what you can do is you can do the double ramp rush with walls, but you can do it towards the side. And basically to do this, all you need to do is put the two ramps first, and then you want to go over to the left side first and then the right side when it comes to the walls. I think this is a little bit easier because when you're running sideways, you have a little bit more time to react, and I think it's a little bit easier just because I feel like you just have a lot more time just to get your walls down. So this building method is really helpful in a lot of situations when you want to double ramp rush with walls, but to players that maybe to your right or to your left. I'm a whole lot better with doing it to my right. I usually don't do it to my left a lot. It's just something that I need to work on. And say you're in the same situation, but maybe you're in a duos game or maybe even a solos game and you're getting third party. What you can do is you want to ramp up to the same guy, but at the same time you want to protect your sides, so you can do the exact same thing. But when you do it, all you want to do is you want to put another wall to your right, and this is super simple to do once you get the first thing down, because once you do the first thing down, all you want to do is turbo build and hold that right trigger just a little bit more and turn just a little bit more towards your right or to your left, depending on which way you're doing it, and you're going to be able to place that wall down. Because a lot of situations where I've had this a ton, where I'm ramping up to a guy, I'm ramp rushing a guy, and then there's a guy to my right or a guy to my left and just spraying at me, draining my health completely. But in a lot of situations, the guy in front of me is going to be low, so I want to put as much pressure on that guy as I can. So what I'm going to do is just rush that guy, but at the same time put walls up to my right or to my left just to protect myself, just so I can get close enough to that guy where I can get the finish on him and then fight the guy who was shooting at me. So the next variation of this that I want to show you guys, and say in the same situation there is a guy on top of the garage or whatever it's called, I don't even know what it's called, but maybe they're on top of the garage, or maybe they're even a little bit below you, and there's another variation of this that's really going to help you guys out. So maybe if they're below you and they're looking directly up at you and they have a really good angle on you, and there's a thing that you want to do when it comes to this building thing that's really going to help you guys out from getting shot down, because the first thing people do when they're below you is going to shoot you out. It's going to be the first thing on their mind, because when they're down here, they look right up, they see two ramps and two walls, but if they're directly below you, they can just shoot your ramp out. Of course, if they're a little bit further back, the only thing they can do is shoot at your wall, but if they're directly below you, they can shoot straight up and just destroy your stuff instantly. So the way to counter this is, what you want to do is you want to do the exact same thing, but you want to use the floor panel. I know this variation is going to be a little bit harder for you guys. It's a little bit harder for me. I can't do it perfect every single time, but if you do this exact same technique, the double ramp with double walls, and then you have the floor underneath, the guy below you is going to take way longer to shoot you out, and by the time he tries to shoot you out, you're going to have a full shot on him. because when he's down here, he has to shoot out 2 layers just to knock you down. So it's really important that you put double ramps and double walls and double floors if they're below you. And like I said, this is something that I need to practice as well, because I'm not the best at when it comes to double ramp with double floors and double walls. This is something that's pretty difficult to do on console, so it might take a little bit of getting used to. I mean, a lot of getting used to, something I'm not even that good at. But of course, this is very, very effective. And maybe if you can't even do 2 layers, maybe you can just do 1 layer, do a ramp, floor, and wall. That is also a very effective strategy as well, because I still have to shoot out 2 of them just to knock you down. And when you're doing this, I'm messing up a few times, but my last 2 attempts are really, really good. And basically, what you want to do this first is you want to put the same thing like you do the first time. You want to put the double ramps first, then you want to put your floors down, and then you want to put your walls in front last. That has been the best way for me to do this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would agree as well, because once you do this and you put your floors down first, even if the guy's already shooting at you, if you put your walls up first, there's a chance he could already shoot you down just by shooting at your ramp. So you always want to make sure that you put your floors first. That is really going to help you guys out when you guys go to learning this or even doing this in game. So to practice something like this, I would always recommend that you do it while walking. And of course, when you're doing it in game, you have to do it as fast as possible, or you're just going to get shot out right away. Because that's the thing about in-game situations. You have people who just like to spray out constantly and just like to walk through your walls and stuff. So you have to be very, very quick when doing this in actual game. But in playgrounds, you have all the time in the world. So I'd always recommend, trying this out, doing it slow at first, and then eventually trying to do it while sprinting. Because of course, while sprinting is going to be the hardest way to do it, because you have to do it pretty good. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your builds. So if you guys feel like you're not able to do this, or just feel like you're not good enough to try this, I would always recommend you guys starting out with the wall, ramp, and floor. That is also another good method and a very, very effective one in game. I use this pretty much every single game in every single situation that a guy is below me at. And same thing would apply. I would always recommend putting your ramp first, and then I would put the floor, and then put your wall. I don't think it really would matter that time too much if you do it very, very quickly. I don't think it really matters too much, but for me, I throw up my ramp, and then I throw up my floor panel, and then I throw up my wall. So that is what I've been doing for the longest time. So that's what feels the most comfortable for me, and that's just how I do it. So when it comes to in-game situations, there's a lot of things that you can do with this. Say you're going for the push, but as soon as you go for the push, that guy maybe has a minigun or maybe just has a scar just spraying at you. What you can do is you can back up, put yourself a floor panel, and then back up. Because once you're back here, you have so much extra walls behind you, it's going to be almost nearly impossible for him to shoot you out unless he shoots at your base. And from there, there's a lot of different things you can branch out with ramps. Maybe you can even go into it from there. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. Maybe even go into a double 90. Well, I messed it up right there. That's something that I've been working on for a while. I'll definitely make a video on that eventually. And there's one other thing that I would like to show you guys. Another variation that's also very, very helpful. And so I think there's 4 different variations that I want to show you guys. So the first one, of course, was the one right in front of you. So the double ramp rush with walls. And then you have the one that's maybe a little bit to your right, but it's still forward mostly. So you want to have the double ramp with double walls kind of diagonal. And then there was the other one where maybe there was a guy shooting at you from your left or from your right, where you do the exact same thing, but you throw up an extra wall to your right just to protect yourself from the guy who's on the right. And then for this one, this protects you from guys who are below you. So if you guys have guys spraying the mess out of you from below you, the best thing you can do is do that ramp rush and then throw floor panels underneath, so it makes it a little bit harder for them to shoot you out. So there was one other way that I haven't mentioned it, and that is if someone's above you, someone's spraying the mess out of you from above. I covered pretty much every single angle except for above you. So I'm going to show you guys real quick on how to protect yourself from a guy who's just spraying the mess out of you from above you, doing that ramp rush. So from this, you don't have to worry about anybody being in front of you. Of course, if someone is in front of you, then you'd have to build a wall, or I would say just recommend backing up. But if someone's just above you and you want to protect yourself from a guy shooting from above you, the best thing you can do is do the exact same ramp rush, but instead of putting the walls, you want to put pyramids above you. This is also a very difficult one as well to practice, just because there is an edit involved. So this could be a little bit difficult for you guys who are not as good as building. And this is something that it took me a little bit of time to do when it comes to editing pyramids. That is something that I think is a little bit challenging at first, but I've started to practice it a little bit more, so I've gotten a lot better at it. But when it comes to placing the pyramid, if you want it to place right, what you have to do is you have to place the pyramid as soon as you get onto the ramp. If you place the pyramid half halfway up your ramp, or maybe you get to the top of the ramp, what's going to happen is your pyramid is going to place in front of the ramp. It's not going to place on top or how you want it. So it could really mess you up. So when you're doing this, you have to place the pyramid as fast as possible. So that would be the ramp rush technique that I would use if someone's above me. And alright guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really covered a lot of things in this video when it comes to getting shot from different angles and how to protect yourself in different situations in Fortnite. And if you guys could, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys haven't already, make sure to turn on my notifications so you're notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I will see you in the next video.